Hello students, this is Professor Sagar Birje and I welcome you all for the online classes of Analog and Digital Electronics. So in this class, we are going to discuss the K-map techniques of minimizing the Boolean expression. So this video class is in continuation with the previous concept of K-map that we have discussed. So just a quick review what we have discussed in the previous session. So we had discussion on K-map, what is K-map and how K-map can be used in minimizing the Boolean expression. And we also discussed about some of the rules and regulations that we need to follow in order to minimize the expression using K-map. So in continuation with the previous video, uh, we are going to see what is two variable K-map, how to develop or minimize the expression using two variable, three variable and four variable K-map. So let us start with the discussion of K-map minimization. So K-map for 2 to 5 variables. So K-map method is the most suitable for minimizing Boolean functions of 2 variables to up to 5 variables. So as we told, 2, 3 and 4 uh, are one of the easiest way to minimize it. But if we have a variable expression with 5 variables, 6, 7, 8 or 9, it becomes extremely difficult to achieve the minimization. So as it is discussed previously that it's a graphical method which consists of 2 raised to n cells for n variables. So n is the number of variables. So the number of variables decide how many cells the K-map is going to have. So the adjacent cells are deferred only in a single bit position. So now let us discuss about the K-map for 2 to 5 variables one by one. So first we'll discuss about the two variable K-map. The number of cells in two variable K-map is 4. So as we have two variables in the given expression, so 2 raised to 2, here value of n is 2. So as per the formula for having the number of cells, here n value uh, comes to 2. 2 is the number of variables, so 2 raised to n is, so 2 raised to n is nothing but 2 raised to 2 is equal to 4. So totally uh, there will be 4 number of cells as we have two variables. The following figure shows about the two variable K-map. So here we have two variables y and z. Okay, and on the top left corner we have 0 and 1. The value of z can be either 0 or the value of z can be 1 at a given point of time. The value of variable y can be either 0 or 1 at a given point of time. So m0, m1, m2, m3 are the mean terms, or the what we call it as the row terms. Okay, so row 1, row 2, row 3 and row 4. So or we can have the representation of K-map in this manner also. Fine. So there is only one possibility of grouping four adjacent mean terms. Fine. So the combination of grouping two adjacent mean terms are m0, m1, these two, m0, m1, m2 and m3. And if you look here, m0 and m2 and m1 and m3. So these are the possible adjacent cells that we can group uh, using a K-map. Okay, the syntax you can see here. If you consider a truth table, we have two variables a and b. 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1 are the values that a variable can hold at a given point of time. If a is 0 and b is 0, f is the output tabular column where the output of that value is represented at the given value of a and b. So when a and b are 0 0, the cell will contain the value a. When a is 0 and b is 1, that time the cell will be containing having the value b. When a is 1 and b is 0, that is when a is 1 and b is uh, 0, we'll have c. And then when a and b are 1 1, we have the value d. t here. Okay, so this is how we represent a two variable k map. So here are some of the examples of a two variable k map. So in a n variable k map, each square is adjacent to n other squares. Example, in a two variable map, each square is adjacent to other squares. So here is how we show the adjacency. So here you can see in the first this thing, these are the two adjacent cells. In the next one we have these two adjacent cells, then it will be this one and this one. These are the adjacent cells. So this, in this manner, the diagonal elements cannot be taken as an adjacent cells. So for example, the if we take a function f of xy where we have two variables x and y, uh, we have the summation x comma y, 1 comma 2 comma 3. So these are the mean term sum of product expressions. So 1 2 and 3. So we have a truth table here. We have a truth table. So 0 row 0 0 0, function output is 0, as 0 is not a part of this function. So here we are not going to write a 1 here. So as a part of a truth table or a function, we have the values 1 2 and 3. So 1 2 and 3. So here we have 1 1 1. So just we'll construct a two variable k map. So here we have four cells. We have two variables x and y. Okay, so either y can be 1 or 0. We represent as y and y bar. Similarly, x can hold a value of 1 or 0 at a given point of time. So we represent it as x and x bar. So we have this 0 and 1. Okay, so here you can see this cell number starts with 0, next cell starts with 1, then 2, and then 3. So what is that we need to do? Looking at the truth table, truth table is optional part. Directly we can take the values from the given expression or the function. So here whatever values are given, there we need to represent 1, and wherever the values are not there in this function, we'll be representing it, that cell, as 0. So here we can see in cell number 1 2 and 3, that is 1 2 and 3, here we are going to represent it as 1, and in cell number 0 we are going to represent as 0. So here, as 0 is not a part of this function, we are going to represent as 0. You can see here 1, cell number 2 has 1, and cell number 3 has 1. Now we need to group it. When we group it, we have to see that both the cells should contain 1 and they should be adjacent to each other. So here we have the first grouping where cell number 1 and cell number 3 are having 1 and they are adjacent to each other. Okay, so here when we are seeing, you see for this one we have a value as x bar, and for this one we have a value of x. So as I told you, at a given point of time, the value of x, value of a variable should be 1. Either it should contain a 0 or it should contain 1. So here you can see the value of x is either 0 or 1 at a given point of time. So this we cannot consider, but for these two ones, here we can see value of y is 1. So we consider y as a part of my final expression. So next two groupings what you have, that is, you see there is a 1 remaining. So we have cell number 2 and cell number 3 adjacent to each other. So what we do, we group those. Okay, and after grouping, you can see for this one we have y bar as 0, and for this one we have y. So at a given point of time, y can hold either a value 0 or 1, but here in this case, as I am grouping these two ones, y is holding two values, 0 and 1, which is not possible. So at a given point of time, it can hold only one value. Coming to the horizontal part of this, you can see x is 1, so we are considering. So the final expression that is coming out of this is f is equal to y plus x. So this is how normally we simplify the given boolean expression uh, function using a k-map. Okay, so hope you have understood this. Let us move on to the next example. So here we have another set of example of a two variable K-map. So simplify the following Boolean expression using K-map. So in the previous example, we took the row values, and now we will be using the variables. So y is equal to a bar b bar plus a bar b. So how many variables are there? There are two variables, a and b. So 2 raised to n, there will be 4 cells. So here we have 4 cells. The values variables are a and b. So I rename the cells 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay. Now you have a bar, b bar, a and b. Okay. Now if you look into the expression a bar, b bar, so we have to see this a bar and b bar. So here in cell number 0, as these are two part of the expression, the cell number 0 will be having 1 here, and the next expression what we have is a bar b, that is a bar b. So cell number 1 will be having a 1 here. So as these two are a part of the expression, so those cells will be holding a value 1. So cell number 2 and cell number 3 are not a part of the expression, so we are going to represent as 0. So you can see cell number 0 and 1 have two ones and they are adjacent to each other, so we are going to group them, and the final expression what you have is a bar. Okay. Why? Because here the value of b is 0, and at a given point of time it is 1 also. So 0 and 1. So as the value of b and b is changing at a given point of time, so here a bar has a constant value 1, sorry 0. So we'll be consider the final expression as a bar. Okay. So this is another example. Here you just remember how to name a cell, number a cell, and where to put the ones in that particular cell. So we have the next expression, ab uh, okay, a bar b plus uh, a b bar. Okay, a bar b bar plus a bar b plus a b bar. So here we have 4 cells, 0. Okay. Now so I rename the cell 0, 1, 2 and 3. So a bar b bar, cell number 0 will be having a 1. Okay. So a bar b, cell 1 will be having a 1, and a b bar, cell number 2 will be having a 1. So here you can see we have 3 ones coming in cell number 0, 1 and 2. So we need to group it. So in the first cell number 3, as it is not a part of a Boolean expression, it is going to be 0. So we are not going to group zeros. Hope you remember the rules. So the cells which have ones, and if they are adjacent to each other, we are going to group them. So first check out the maximum grouping. Here the maximum grouping can be 2, because cell number 3 doesn't have a 1, otherwise we'd have a 4 cell grouping. So maximum grouping here is 2. So what will be the answer? Answer will be a bar. Why? Because the value of b is changing. This is just an example of a previous problem that we have solved. Now this is the other two cells which are adjacent to each other. So the answer that we'll be having is, what is the answer that we'll be having? That is b bar. Yes, you have guessed it right, and the final answer that you have is y is equal to a bar plus b bar. Okay. Hope you have understood this concept of two variable K-map. Okay. So uh, let us move on to the next part, that is a three variable K-map. So the number of cells in three variable K-map is 8. So 2 raised to 3 is how much? 8. Since the number of variables is 3, so we'll be having total 8 number of cells. So following figure shows a three variable K-map. So here you can see how the cells are renamed: 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Either you can go with this kind of a cell K-map design, or you can go with this one. So here you can see M0, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6 and M7. Just go through the cell numbering. So it will start with 0, 1, then it will go to 2 and 3, then it is 4 and 5, and then 6 and 7. Okay, this is just because we should have a adjacent cell should have a 0. It should have a complement of this. Okay, so because of that we have this alternative cell numbering. So here you can see. Okay, so here this is another example. How do you represent a bar, b bar, c bar, a bar, b bar, c, a bar, b, c, a bar, b, c bar, a, b bar, c bar, a, b bar, c, a, b, c, and a, b, c bar. Okay, so the cell numbering, how you are going to see. So here you can see there is only one possibility of grouping 8 adjacent mean terms. Okay, so as there are 8 cells, so grouping of adjacent mean terms is going to be 8. So the possible combination of 4 grouping adjacent mean terms are m naught here, m naught, m1, m3, and m2, m naught, m1, m3, and m2. This one, the first one I'm talking about, this one, this is one possibility. Okay, so this is one possibility. Okay, oh fine, hope you understood it. Second possibility is m4, m5, m7, and m6. m4, m5, m7, and m6. This one, m4, m5, m7, and m6, all these 4. So here you can see that we can have 4, maximum is 8, then the next highest grouping can be 4, and then we can have 2. So the next grouping what we have is here we have m1, m3, m5, and m7. m1, m3, m5, m7. This one, m1, m3, m5, and m7. Okay, and then m3, m2, m7, m6, m3, m2, m7, and m6. And one more grouping is m2, m0, m6, m4, m2, this one, m2, m6, m0, and m4. Okay, or m0, m1, m4, m5 is also this one, already I have told this. Okay, this can be also part of it. So there are maximum possibilities for a 4 grouping, and still more possibilities for 2 grouping. Okay, so we have to avoid for maximum, first we have to see which is the maximum group, go for that, then the next maximum group we have to go on. So here we have, so here you can see cell number 0, 1, 2, and 3. Then we have 5, 7, 6, and here 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is how normally we do the grouping for 3 variable. So cell numbering is very very important. Just kindly go through the cell numbering. So if you do a cell numbering mistake here, then it will be very difficult. Okay, so here you can see, okay, b bar, c bar, b bar, c, b, c bar, and bc. Okay, so this is how normally we do. So here we have made a mistake. Here it should be uh, B C bar, and this should be BC. So this bar will not be there. So this is BC. So 0 0 0 1 1 1 and 1 0. Fine. So this is how it should be. So there is a small mistake and you need to check it out. Okay, this will be 1 1. So this will be BC, not BC bar, and this will be BC bar. Okay, so hope you have understood the possible grouping of 3 variable, 8 adjacent cells, mean terms what you have, and then at the max you can have 8, then 4, and then 2. So try to check out for first 8, then go for 4, and then go for. So the possible combination of grouping of 2 adjacent midterms are, so m0, m1, m1, m3, m3, m2, m2, m0, m4, m5, m5, m7, m7, m6, m6, m4, m0, m4, m1, m5, m3, m7, and m2, m6. So the maximum possibility, the grouping will be more if we go on grouping of 2 adjacent cells. So we need to check out. So let us take an example of a 3 variable K-map. So we have a 3 variable where for a function f1, x, y, and z for the summation 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the mean terms that we need to consider for the minimizing of Boolean expression. So here you can see the cells 0, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So here you can see 2 is present. Yes, in cell number 2 we have put 1. 3 is present. In cell number 3 we have put 1. 4 is present. In cell number 4 we have put 1. And 5 is present. We have put 1. So here missing terms are 0, 1, 7 and 8. So as these terms are not present in this expression, I'm going to put it as 0. Now check out whether all 8 cells have adjacent ones. No. So 4 cells. No. So how many? So go for oct, quad or pair. This is pairing. Okay. So 1 1. Yes, it's there. So what could be the answer for this? If you see, for this 2 ones we have 0. So this we represented as x bar. So x bar is going to be a part of my expression. Okay. And then for these 2 ones, you can see here it is 1 1 and 1 0. It is x and y. Okay. And here x and y, and here it is x and y bar. So kindly check here which is the term which is changing, so, and which is the term which is constant. Let us take out which is the term which is constant. If you see here in this two, this thing here 1 x and here it is x. So these two are constant, and what is changing is sorry, it's not x, it is just a minute. Okay, so here you can see what is there. This is y, sorry, as this is y and z, and here it is y and z bar. So what is changing here? Z is changing because value of z here is 1 and value of z is here 0. So what is constant? Y. So we are going to add y. So here it is x bar y. So here you can see x bar y. For this expression what you have, okay, for this two grouping, what is the value of x? X is 1, x is 1, and here you can see for this one it is 0 0, that is y bar and z bar, and here it is y bar and this is z. Now what is changing here? You can see here z is changing because z bar here it is 0 and z here it is 1. So z is changing. So what is constant? Y is constant, it is representing as 0. So x y bar. So the final answer what you have is x y bar. Fine. Similarly you can see in function 2 of xyz we have 3 4 6 and 7. So first name the cells 0 1 2 and 3 4 5 6 and 7. So check out the numbers. 3 is there. Yes, in cell number 3 we are going to put 1. 4 is there. Yes, in cell number 4 we are going to put 1. 6 is there. In cell number 6 we are going to put 1, and 7 is there. In cell number 1 we are going to put 7. Check the adjacent ones. So which are those? This one. This one is adjacent with this. So 3 and 7 are adjacent. So for this 1 what is that? Value of x is 0 and value of x is 1. So we are not going to consider x as it is changing. So we will be considered as y z. Okay, so here you can see yz is a part of the expression. Now here you can see there is a 1 present in this cell and there is a 1 present in this cell. So as this cell has adjusted one here, so we'll not group with these two ones. Okay, so if there was no one present here, we could have grouped this. Okay, so there is 6 and 4. If we overlap, then 6 and 4 will be adjacent to each other. So here you can see for these two ones we have one here, that is x. So x will be a part of my expression, and for this one it is yz, and for this one it is x y z, that is y bar and z bar. So here you can see y bar and z bar, it is yz. So what is changing here? the value of y is changing, because here y is 0 and here y is 1. So the final value what we have is z1. So this one. So the final expression in the function f1 will be having x z bar and y z. So this is how normally students we try to solve the problems using K-map for a 3 variable. Okay, Boolean expression. Hope you have understood this example. In the next video we'll be working on more examples of 3 variable, and we'll be also looking on 4 variable K-map. Thank you for watching the video. For any queries, kindly post me your queries so that I can answer your doubts whatever you have. Thank you.